24/7 at myfusionradio.com. One world, one voice. Fusion Radio.
This is Neo.
This is Nicki Minaj.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is Usher.
What's up? This is Beyonce.
Live and digital 24/7 at myfusionradio.com.
Number one station for hip hop and R&B.
One world, one voice.
Yeah, this is Fusion Radio, One World, One Voice at myfusionradio.com. You're listening to the Dose of Beauty podcast here on Fusion Radio. Once again, ladies, what's happening? What's happening?
What's goody? Hey. Everything is happening.
Really? Tell us about it.
It's a beautiful thing.
Tell us about it.
We woke up today.
Hey.
I woke up like this.
There you go.
I woke up like this. That's Beyonce sings that, right?
No, I sing that.
Oh,
Right.
You heard?
Shanice.
Yes. No, it's been a beautiful week. Like we're coming in strong. We're finishing strong.
For sure.
We're excited. We have some things coming up.
Yeah.
Top of the week. We have Mr. P. Harris here, and I want to talk to P. Harris
Yeah, let's do that.
because this is my boy, but he is so phenomenal in so many ways. He's texting me all day, check your email, get this. I'm like, give me 5 seconds. But Preston is amazing because he is a fitness guru. He is an author. He is a film producer. He is a motivator. He's a the list goes on and on and on. Yes.
You know?
And he's such a phenomenal dad. Like
He's a god.
He's a phenomenal being. Oh,
He's a god.
He is.
He's a
He is.
gorgeous god.
Yes, I guess.
You know what?
They
I'm
say
gonna receive all of this right
you easy
now.
on the eyes, Preston.
I'm gonna
God.
receive
He said,
all
bring
of this.
Preston in the room. He easy on the eyes.
I'm
I
going to
said,
stay out
man,
of this because
he's
I just
easy on
got
the
a
soul.
text message.
And who that?
And I'm going to follow what this
Yeah.
message says. So I'm not going to say much. But yes, baby, I'm listening to you. But okay. But yeah. So paint. Tell me a little bit about.
What you got in that box?
I got a special
Yeah.
What you got in that
unboxing
box?
just for y'all.
Yes.
This is the
Let's see if y'all
number
can
one
see the
exclusive.
box.
I haven't even seen
Seen
these,
it? Okay, what we doing here?
but
We got something in there. What you got?
there's the book right
Wait, let me do.
there.
Oh shit! Let me do a drum roll for you. Brrrr, bang, 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 boom, pow.
So
That's what I'm
you can
talking
see
about.
it
Pass
right
that book
there.
down over here. Let me check that
So
shit out.
I'm gonna pass that.
Let's see. Let's
Pass
see.
that book over.
From
I got
pain to
Ooh,
power.
Pass that book
This-
over. Oh, listen.
and this
let me-
is-
oh,
this
this
is-
is a thick book.
Yes.
President
I
is
gotta go
thick,
back live.
thick. This is thick,
I-
papa. This is thick,
I
thick.
gotta go back live.
You know what
because-
they say when a man come with some thick knowledge. Thick knowledge, just
So
thick.
really, what we here? Go ahead. There you go. Park it. There we go. So
Oh man, my
So
live video stopped. What
Some
happened?
from pain to power.
yeah.
That's this is a thick book. This is a lot of pain and a lot of power.
Listen,
right.
man, listen. Check this out. Let me go back on live because I don't know what happened.
This may be used as a weapon in some countries.
It may be used as this is like the Bible.
right,
Wow.
right.
But that's
Right?
what, but
The
that's what it's designed for.
Holy Quran.
I love it.
Really, because you know what it is designed for. It's designed for those moments where you just need a boost.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Have you
thought
ever
you meant
thought
to
about
throw this
doing an
as
audio
someone.
book, Preston?
Yeah, it'll definitely be
Boom.
an audio book. We'll probably have that up next week. But this is designed for anybody who needs a boost. So, as you can see it, this is
I love
the
it.
official book.
Is this for
from
me, by
Pain
the
to
way?
Power. I
got
got that one.
songs
That
in
one's
here
already
and
sold.
everything.
I'm gonna
All
have
right,
to
well,
get
can you give me one?
I'll
You can
get
sign
you
it for
one.
me?
Love
I'll
it.
get you one. I'll
Appreciate you,
sign
appreciate
it for
you.
you.
Yes.
But there's
You said these are
this-
sold already?
These are already sold.
Oh,
You
damn.
can get the digital book, or you can get this on VIP Socio
How do we support you
Marketplace.
and buy the book?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can definitely go to VIPsocio.com.
I'm gonna do that right now.
Yes.
Go search on the marketplace. My
Okay.
store is called the Master Builder Store. And you can buy the
Nice.
digital version or you can buy the print version. Give me about 3 weeks for the print version so I can make sure I get it to you. But this is designed to give you that fuel when you're a little down.
I'm
Amazing.
so proud of
Or
you.
you got something coming up
That's
and
what's
you
up.
need something to motivate you or you need something to inspire you. Like there's
Yes.
so many stories in this book. So I'm going to tell
Wow.
you there's 3 different books within this one.
Okay.
The first one is called Define Your Value, right? And Define
Okay.
Your Value is like right when I was starting out on my entrepreneurial journey. I'm 23. I just quit my job and I want to start a nonprofit to help kids.
Right.
Love
So
it.
it tells you that whole entire story of what that looks like. The second book in there is called Refine Your Value. And refine is like, I'm already started on my journey, but now I got to make my dreams want me. I gotta cut away the BS, so that way I can be the person and attract the things that I want.
Ooh.
And then the last
right.
one is called Mr. Nice Guy. And what Mr. Nice Guy is about is sometimes we feel like because I'm a good person, because I do good things, that things are just supposed to work out for me. So I can cut some corners. I can do some little stuff and not do things all the way. But
is that what nice guys do?
Nice
is
guys,
that the way nice guys think?
Nice guys think that because I'm a nice guy, you gonna rock with me.
Oh.
And that's not the case. We know that there's a saying that nice guys finish last. And the
Yes.
reason that they finish last is because they're expecting something out of you that you can't give them.
Really?
Yeah. And so they're expecting you to see
Interesting.
my niceness and, oh, because you're so nice, I'm just going to open my doors for you. And I'm
So
just
did
going to
you
make
think
everything
like that at one time?
Yeah, I definitely thought like
Okay.
that. And
They say that about the
so
women,
in Mr. Nice Guy, what happens is I go to take a trip to go visit my son.
Okay.
And during this trip, I end up in jail.
Oh wow.
And you
Being
know,
a nice guy?
I hadn't done anything wrong
Right.
in my eyes.
Right. Okay.
In my eyes, I was perfect. Everything I hadn't doing. I can't believe, but I was driving on a suspended license. That still gives
Oh,
you.
that was
Oh,
wrong.
okay. That's
that still gives you.
That ain't got nothing to do
I
with being
gave
a
you
nice guy.
I gave you a reason, and that's all
Right,
you need is
that's
a
it.
reason most of the time. And so I gave them a reason.
But wait, you didn't think you did nothing wrong? You was driving on a
I didn't- I-
suspended license?
If I'm doing all this good in the community, and I'm
Wait,
doing all this
what?
stuff,
Wait, what?
and I
Wait,
felt like
what?
hey, but it was because my insurance payment left, and I didn't know my insurance payment had left.
Wait, what?
Right. So I didn't know those things, so that's why I said Mr. Nice Guy, because it's something that you
Yeah.
know in your mind you're like, hey, you should have that done. That's your responsibility.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
my mind, I was like, hey, you know, I do all this other good stuff because this isn't done. That's fine. And so that's what happened.
Really?
Yeah.
I wish I could. I mean, shit. I'm freaking. I'm nice, and I need to
Well,
be.
I've been on
I
S,
would be like-
I've been on SR22, you know, all those things where if my insurance wasn't paid, my license was automatically suspended. And so I didn't pay my insurance, my license was automatically suspended.
Right.
I went to go take a trip to go visit my son and ended up in a Tennessee jail for about 27 hours. And
Damn.
so
I
That
almost
wasn't
went to
bad.
jail once like that.
yeah, so
Driving
Thank
with
the Lord, I have
suspended
no-
license.
Gosh.
yeah, but
I
the
don't
thing
have those stories.
But the thing is like when I got in there, it you have to take responsibility. You have to take
Right,
ownership.
right.
And so the ownership
Right.
was like, who put you in here?
Right.
I did, because I didn't pay my insurance.
Right, because you didn't own up to your
I didn't own
the
up to it.
responsibility
And
piece.
so,
yeah.
And everybody in jail, when you get in there, is trying to figure out and trying to blame it on
Right.
somebody else, and instead of taking responsibility and say, I didn't do what I was supposed to do. And
Right.
so that was where you go from that pain, like, what? Why am I in here? Like, I'm stuck in this box with with 40 dudes I don't know. I didn't do anything wrong per
Right.
Yeah.
se, but I'm in here. And now how am I going to get out?
So
Like,
let's talk about the inspiration. Like, how did you come to terms? This is my life. This is my bullshit. I'm going to take responsibility and I'm going to put it all in a book and share it with others, because not only this is my story, but this is my power. How did that come about?
So I got to give some credit to my pops. My pops showed me how to publish a book, right?
Nice.
And so once he showed me
Shout
that,
out to all the active fathers out there.
yeah,
Yes.
once he showed me that, then I was able to kind of tell my stories. But if you think about it, like, there's nobody really giving men who are like 30 the game, 20 the game. Like, hey, these are my mistakes. These are
Right.
these are the stupid things that I did, so you cannot do them.
And I think it probably starts early. Now that you're saying that, because I'm really thinking, like, you, in your eyes, you didn't see that you were doing anything wrong.
No.
And so that is, like, baffling to me, because it's like, knock, 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 where you been? Are you hiding under a rock? But a lot of people may think.
They may think like
That
that, and then
way.
and then they call them like weird or irresponsible or whatever. But you really
Right.
like I feel like sometimes we go through this life, and there's this automatic structure that's placed in front of us, and we're not really given all of the instructions on how to follow it. especially as we're adulting, right? Our parents are
Yes.
supposed to tell us, like, this is right, this is wrong, or whatever. But if your parents were limited to their experiences, I mean, how could they possibly give you, the rights and wrongs, or the do's
Right.
or don't do's to certain things that they've never been
Yes.
exposed to? So when you're out there and you're in the community and you're hustling by, giving your time out and volunteering and pouring into kids and elderly, whoever, and your parents ain't never experienced that, and you go and you just what if your parents never had a car or a license? You know what I mean?
Right.
How could they possibly tell you, having a suspended license, or how to run car insurance, or they never owned a
Absolutely.
house? How do you know how to pay a mortgage? Like, you learn those things through adulthood,
You
through
do,
experiences.
through
So
experience.
yeah, so this is a great thing to be able to share your
I can't wait to
story
read it.
with people and give them the opportunity to learn from your mistakes or learn from your pain, and creating a
I'm
power.
gonna play you guys something to your point. Okay, I received this this reel earlier today. It kind of hit me, so I'm gonna try to play it. Hopefully y'all can hear it. Hang on.
A few years ago, I was talking to one of my sons, and he probably was in his 30s by that time, and mid-30s maybe.
I got you,
And
Larry.
I made a statement, and I said, you know what? I just don't know about your generation. I said, man, the language, how we're degrading women, the drugs and, the killing, so on and so forth. He said, man, I just don't know. And my son looked at me and he said, Dad, that's what disgusts me about your generation. You keep complaining about a generation that you actually created. He said, what did you think when you and Mom was sitting on the sofa, snorting the cocaine, smoking the reefer, doing the drinking, having the arguing and the fights and the partying and all the crazy music and language I was using around us while me and my brother was sitting on the sofa, playing in the floor, walking through the house. He said, when you set an environment like that for us, he said, what did you think was going to happen to us? He said, that's what disgusts me about your generation, because you have the nerve to complain about a generation that you actually created. And I said, wow. I say that to say, parents, don't underestimate the power of what you let get in your children's ears and what you let get in front of their eyes, because
Right,
it is
right.
creating a mindset and a worldview on how they think the world is supposed to be. All right, love to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah.
Oh
so
my
Right, how about that?
God,
hold
That
on.
is
So
freaking
so
amazing.
my story is almost the opposite, right?
Is it? Okay.
So I grew up super sheltered,
wow.
sheltered in a
What?
very
Really?
religious,
Yeah.
community, and so it wasn't so much the bad stuff around me. It was the
Right.
thoughts that I had inside of my head about myself.
Mm.
And sometimes, like
Wow.
some people who are very religious or who come from that religious background, there's a lot of fear because you don't want to mess up, because you don't want to disappoint God, you don't want to disappoint your parents, you don't want
Right,
to disappoint your family.
absolutely.
Right.
And so for me, there was a lot of, I would hesitate when I should have acted.
Wow.
I was hesitating when I should have acted because, I don't know if I should do this. I don't really believe in myself. I don't
Wow.
know if this is.
Give me
and
an example of that.
so there's an example in the first book in Define Your Value where there's a girl I like,
Okay.
Okay.
and I'm talking to her, and we're starting to get to know each other, and somebody else on my football team says you can't deal with Preston because all he's trying to do is get in your pants.
Oh shoot.
And at this point in time, I hadn't even kissed this girl.
Right.
And so instead of just standing up for myself and being like, nah, that's not what it is,
Right.
I just let it go, and like that happened to me repeatedly, because instead of standing up for myself and saying, yo, this is
Right.
who I
Right.
am, I would just be passive because, it's all right, I guess I'm not supposed to do this, or it's not for me, instead of saying like, no, this is for me, I
Yes.
want this, let me go ahead and take action.
I
on
can
it.
relate because I
Oh,
did
me
that a
too.
lot in my life
Yeah.
as a child growing up. Like
Yeah.
I didn't really stand up and just reveal who I am.
Really?
I just kind of let people define.
And that's
what
kind
it
of
was.
Wow.
interesting, because you are such a force as a
I
grown
know.
woman.
Yeah,
'Cause
now,
you know what?
yeah,
Now,
yeah.
you know
it
what?
groomed you that way
It
to
did.
be that way.
It did because
Yeah.
I had
Really.
to say no. Enough is enough.
Right.
Like
Right.
I'm going to speak.
Right.
I'm going to stand up. I'm going to
Right.
project my voice.
And
Because
yeah.
I was very shy and timid as a child.
Interesting.
Really?
Very. Oh yeah.
I was totally
I
opposite.
never spoke. I didn't speak all the way up to college. Like I had a teacher. She was like, I didn't even know you talk. Like I never spoke.
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
And you have so much to say.
Yeah.
all the time, like really good stuff to say. And I think maybe because you're more like an observer.
Yeah.
I mean, I was totally opposite. You know, I was always like, I was very like outgoing.
We know.
Really,
As
does.
a-
You think?
Josie,
You think?
Yeah.
Josie? You think?
Right. I want to like shake the
You
room.
think?
I always want to
Yeah.
come to the room and like, everybody look at me. I could do this.
Right.
You know, and get everyone. So one of the biggest things as a kid is like always, I had to deal with a lot of my like feelings and emotions alone when I was a kid. So a part of that was, well, if I make people laugh,
Okay.
then they'll it'll just
Are you an
lighten the
only
mood.
child, or?
I'm not.
Oh,
I'm the
interesting.
middle.
Interesting.
I'm
the middle child. Okay.
You
yeah.
know, the one that
The one
gets
that they
blamed for
forget-
everything.
right, but the one that's
and the one
forgotten.
that gets blamed for
Right.
everything, and then
Right.
the one that's responsible
Gotcha.
for, and like that.
Gotcha.
It's like that shit.
But anyway, you're listening to Fusion Radio, One World, One Voice at myfusionradio.com. It is the Dose of Beauty podcast. We're going to be right back. Keep it locked. Don't forget to download that app on
Get
the
it.
Fusion. What are we doing? Google Play and the App Store. Okay, we'll
That's
be right back.
Fusion Harris. Fusion Harris.
On misses like I've been fixed with hydraulics, my up and down like a roller coaster. Can I come inside you? I ain't stopping till the show is over. Cause I'm a rider in and out just like a robbery. I'll probably be a freak and let you get on top of me. Cause the rockin' these nights full of Alizé. A living legend, you ain't heard about them players living Cali days. Dolores Tucker, you were fake to me. Instead of trying to help a brother, wanna take his G's. Mistaking me for Bill Clinton, Mr. Bob Dole. You're too old to understand the way the game so. You're lame, so I gotta hit you with the hot tracks. Once I'm released, I'm making millions trying to top that. They wanna six of me, they rather see me